Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. I'm down here at the main plant, and the plan today is to finish off the other end of the iron ore delivery system. We got the new truck loader up there. This is the truck unloader. So I just threw a hopper down here. It's not hooked up to anything. It's not powered. It's just a storage bin. So the idea is we'll come down here with the dump truck, dump in the hopper, and then I can take from the hopper and get into these smelters. Maybe someday we can automate that, but for right now, there's no way to automate the actual smelting process. So I've got a little bit of a concrete area built up here, and the hopper is down in there. So I'm going to take the loader and get this kind of leveled out, get some material moved, and be rolling it flat. I've got the road pretty well cleared. I do need to get it smoothed out. As you can see, there's some big old bumps in it. So I want to get this leveled off a little bit. I'd like the dump truck to sit pretty much level when it's dumping, so we don't have any interference there. And as I've stated in quite a few comments, I did sell the dozer. It just wasn't working for me. If it works for you, awesome. I didn't like it, even with the GPS on there. It's too erratic, and I don't want to deal with it. So I'm just going to use the loader. I don't have quite enough room yet for that, so we're going to have to come in from the side. The front loaders work really well. They're what works the best for me. For now, I'm dumping here. This will probably get moved, but that's what we're doing right now. Just been moving the material around a little bit. Just zoom in. It doesn't seem to remember the camera position. Let's zoom in a little bit there. Oops, it scooted it over under the roller there a little bit. Well, that sort of worked. I just kind of want to get a little bit of a flat spot, kind of a ramp area. So what I'm going to do. Uh-oh. Okay. Cool. So we fell through the map, and then it teleported me somewhere. Where am I? I'm over here. Oh. Okay. Let's hop back over here. Let's try that again. There we go. So anyway, what I was going to do was go ahead and I'm just going to pick this up. And I'm going to temporarily... let's see, I've got some wood blocks. We'll just fill in some wood blocks here. Temporarily fill that in. Just while I'm working here. Should be able to drive across those. Don't run into the smelter. Beautiful. There's been at least one or two patches, I think, since I played. It seems... Did they change the vehicle physics? It seems like this thing is just... has way more power than usual. It's flying all over the place. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, it does actually model enough that the wheel can fall in there. Cool. Yep. That didn't work quite as good. So I'm kind of using... and using the fact that it wants to right on the dirt to my advantage in this case to build that kind of ramp there. Yeah, this thing seems to have all kinds of power. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me. This may be a little shorter of an episode. I am recording on my lunch break at work, so gotta game when I can. Oh, of course that time it digs in. Let's see if we can dump a little bit out there. It's gonna be tricky because it tends to all go at once. Oh, there it goes. I want to be up off the ground a little bit. Okay, it looks like we need to bite a little more off this left side here, so let me get lined up on that. Yep, it moved the whole loader over instead of biting into the dirt. Alright, this is pretty rough out here. Let's get the roller going. Get some of that rolled out. Then we might have to do some fine tuning. Well, that time I fell out of the bucket. Might have to do some fine tuning with the loader. Zoom back in again. In reality, you wouldn't want to drive one of these on concrete, but this is a game. We'll be okay. Oh, I need to take off that high spot out there. Kind of forgot about that. It blends in with the texture. You can tell I got tired of chopping bushes. The road gets narrower the further you get down here. That is very, very, very tedious. But I got enough of it cleared that it kind of looks like there's a road here. And I probably need to get another oil well going. I need to get a lot more production going on here for barrels and various things. Because if we're going to make asphalt, I think you need oil for that. I don't remember for sure. Or is it just gravel? Seems like maybe it was just gravel. I'll have to go look. Yeah, need to get the loader out here and knock that off. Is there a little bit of a low spot here, so we can maybe move that over to the low spot? Let's get these holes here mashed down. So it's at least a little bit smooth. I was really struggling in reverse there. This thing didn't get any faster, that's for sure. Am I going to make this turn? Sort of. I want to get some of this over here leveled out, and we'll grab the wheel loader and shave that off. It's a little smoother approach now. We'll have to get the truck down here and see what it looks like with the truck. Then I got this whole mess here to clean up. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. We'll find some use for it. Or just move it. Okay, where are you? High spot. There you are. Wow, this thing takes off so quick now. Gotta get used to driving it again. This whole area here is kind of low, so I may just dump some of that here and smooth it out. This is where the dozer would be good if it worked right. I just don't want to deal with it. Maybe it works better if you're using like a controller or something. Don't worry, we're gonna get this smoothed out. Wow, this thing goes too fast. Jeez. Somebody snuck a turbocharger on here while I wasn't looking. This is just crazy fast now. There we go. I was able to get a little bit shaved off. I wish you could like back drag and stuff. I don't think that works. No, it tends to just... It just creates dirt out of thin air. A lot of stuff you just can't do in the game just because it's so hard to model the physics of it. You can create dirt out of nowhere, though. Alright, I do want to get rid of this bush. So, we're going to have to diggy dig. Rid of you. Okay, well, let's run the roller over all this, and then we'll see where we're at. In the meantime, I can get the hopper put back down here. That's a little tricky. When we're placing stuff, we need a key to rotate. Having to use the mouse is silly and awkward. I think there's a spot that actually snaps where I want it. I can just find that. Yeah, there it is. Find that spot. That'll work. So this isn't too bad. It's fairly smooth. So I know this looks like a mess right now over here, but I think it'll smooth down pretty well with the roller. Let's give it a whirl. This roller does a pretty good job of smoothing things out. Yeah, let's get turned around a little more. There we go. I think it's still going to be a little bumpy through here, but should be a little better. This still might be a little high over here because I did get quite a bit of material backtracking. See how well it smushes down. It's not terrible. The default ground is pretty rough, so anything will be an improvement. Now let's take about a half pass here and let it just mush this all down. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. We're a little too much material. We sneak over it. There we go. See, that all flattened out pretty nicely. I just need to get some asphalt down so this doesn't regrow all the stuff. Okay, I'm going to call that a win. Let's get this equipment out of the way and we'll get the truck down here and see how we're looking. How you doing in fuel there, loader? Not terrible. It's the other way. And I'll go ahead and shut you down. I do wish we had like a small dozer. This one's used. Like that's the smallest one. I hadn't noticed till somebody pointed out in the comments a few videos back that there are used variants of the vehicles now. See how that has a worn blade on it? I hadn't actually noticed that. I don't know if that's the same everywhere or not, but yeah, some of these are used. Like that has a rusty looking bucket, that has a rusty looking bucket. So you can get some good deals on stuff. Speaking of vehicles, I do need to repair parts on these, but they're lasting pretty decent now. I like where we're at. When they first introduced these and the wear on them, it was way too fast. But we're going to have to start building some parts here soon. The hydraulic pump on the... Yeah, it's the L10, right? Yeah, the L10. Getting a little worn out. We can manufacture that there in our shop building. Okay. Enough yapping. I'm going to teleport to my truck here. And we can start filling her up. I did take one load down. I've got it smelting now. So let's get some more ore in there and we'll take her down and see how the drop-off point works these days. You're getting a little low on fuel too, L11. Gotta zoom back in on you too. Speaking of parts, how are you doing? Your hoses are getting pretty worn. I wonder if that's kind of random. Wear plate. Yeah, it's going to need some parts soon too. So we're going to have to get the manufacturing shack up to snuff. That looks like we could use some parts here, doesn't it? Let's get you down. And going off the counts of these, looks like we're ready for this guy. I wonder, should I level off here and kind of see where we're at? Let's come on down. Then I think we'll level off here and kind of see where we're at with the deposit. Where we're at is I'm stuck right here. What am I stuck on? I guess I was stuck in the concrete. Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll temporarily make this a level here. Kind of see where we're headed, how this vein changes as we dig in. All right, let's get to scooping. I really like the wear texture on the bucket. It looks really good. So depending on how big this iron is, we might kind of widen out and make a room down there. It would be nice to be able to drive out here. Not in reverse, because reverse isn't really geared necessarily the best. But it works for now. Woo! Or we could even get some conveyors and, you know, a little excavator down in there at some point. Or start using the mining equipment. Once that's unlocked, I think I got a little ways to go to unlock that. Oops, looks like we grabbed some stuff off the ceiling. That'll work. If the parts wearing out affects your power. Like the power of the vehicle, how much torque you can make. I don't know. Got a little more in the truck. Of course, we're getting a lot of pay dirt along with this as well. Oh wait, I haven't turned this on. That's why it's not filling up the truck. Derp. Hey, look, there we go. Now we'll start processing. Alright, let's get another scoop. I think it usually takes at least 3 scoops to get the truck full. Does iron ore weigh more than stuff? I don't know if this has a weight to it. It does seem like it's struggling a little more to back up the hill as opposed to when we were hauling coal and pay dirt out. Whoa, drifting on me. Just set the parking brake. Speaking of parking brake, all right, let's get down here and move this truck forward. The sharp-eyed among you will notice I added a 2 there instead of a 1 to get the chute out a little further, so we can make the load a little more even on the truck. Alright, down in the hole we go. Oh, I have to put a brake in here. My boss's boss is pinging me over here on work laptop. Alright, back up the hill we go. I work from home, so I'm literally sitting here in my office next to my work laptop. And we're looking back over there. Ooh, truck is getting full, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this off. I'm going to shut the plant down. Yeah, even the L11 seems a little sprightlier. I'll have to go check the patch notes. I wonder if they changed something with the vehicles. It does need fuel. Let me just scoot by the truck here real quick. And we'll top her off with fuel. Wouldn't hurt to give the thing a bath. Also, I need to get some barriers or something set up here. Oh, did they fix the fuel bug? No, they didn't. Yeah, somebody in the comments pointed out, I hadn't even noticed. It does still charge you money. Like, you could just sit here holding left mouse, and it was just drain your bank account. I don't remember if I put that in as a bug or not. I've submitted quite a few bugs. I'll have to double check and see if I submitted that as a bug. So, be careful when you're refueling. It will just drain your bank account. Well, this is still making noises like it's trying to dump and it can't. So I wonder if we're going to get stuff out on the ground here. No, now it kind of settled down and quit. Also, what's the good strategy for turning around here? I like my little pond, but since I built that, I can't really expand the caves out, or the ledge out much more. So we're going to have to get a little creative turning the truck around here. Actually, I could use a refuel. When you had the refuel, where are you? Where are you? I saw it. It was right here. Okay, I guess I'll get it on the trip back. I saw the refuel prompt at some point. Whee! Then we pretty much just coast down the hill. Do you turn the engine off? Do you just coast? Nope. I think because it's in simple auto, that doesn't work out. Probably if you shifted into neutral, it would work. Tell you what, it's a lot smoother coming down through here. Get a little bit of a dipsy-do here and there. And then I think the play is I'll turn to the left and then back in. So I need to clear out some of this brush and stuff. Make a turn around. I need to put my cones back up too. I had those little pillars there. Little pylons for decoration. Set some of those out real quick. I had those on. Snap. We'll just kind of set those up on the corners. Gives a little decoration. All right, and we'll dump away here. And there we go. We're off to the races. All right, let's get back up here and we'll grab another load and get some fuel. Then we'll go service the smelters. Huh. Frame rate got a little choppy for some reason. Wonder what that's all about. Usually runs really smooth. There we go. Oh, if you just click, it does fill it up. I thought you had to hold it down. Did they change that? I need to remember to just click. All aboard the struggle bus up this hill. All right, about right there ought to do. And we will go ahead and shut that down. Need a... Oops. We need a diesel start, a diesel shutdown sound. Uh-oh. There's some material there by the hopper. That might have just been a bad dump on my part when I was a little too far away, though. I'm not going to say that bug is back just yet. I think that was my fault. There we go. That worked out perfect. I wanted that to just fall in the bucket. So we get this dumped in. We get the plant fired back up. Set the parking brake this time. That way I'm not drifting around all over the place. Don't you worry. I'm going to turn the plant on. I didn't forget. Got some skylights now in the mine. Really interested to see how far back in there this iron deposit goes. Uh-oh. Dump some out. I think means you lose it. I think the concrete blocks still delete stuff. Yeah, looks like it's doing all right so far on the truck filling. We'll grab another scoop. Easy there, girl. So now that we have power in, I wonder if we're going to have to power our workbenches and stuff. I mean, it would make sense that you would need to. I haven't kept super up to date on all the development notes and whatnot. Alright, let's move the truck a little bit. There we go. Let that keep piling on. Oh, we're losing material all the way back up. That didn't work out very good. Oh, she's getting full down there. Might need to shut her down. Yeah, I don't know if it's stacking up in there anymore. Let's go ahead and shut her down. I wonder, I'd have to do some thinking. I wonder if there's a way to send it into storage and then have just, you know, storage where you can turn on or off. 'Cause the whole thing is powered. I don't know how you'd get it out of the storage unless you had it dump into a separate hopper or something. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do that. Definitely could do it with a separate hopper. But this works for now. I think, if I'm careful, I can pull up here and then get turned around. Yep. I need to build that ledge out just a little more for safety, and then we're good to go. So let's go dump this in, and we'll make sure the smelters are all topped off, and we'll see where we're at on production, and I think that'll be it for this video. 'Cause I need to get back to work. So yeah, it says this is basically fully loaded, no overload. That's just about right. I'll probably mark this turn-in area with some pylons. Get the trees cleared out. Oh, well, that'll do. Might have slammed into the hopper a little bit. Yeah, that's basically 2 loads. How we doing on capacity here? Oh, yeah. Nice. 4, 6, 8, 10. We could get at least 12, if not 14, 15 loads in here. So that's no problem. Let's get these. Well, here, I'm going to turn this guy off. He's kind of loud. We'll let you rest, truck. These smelters cleaned out. It's making a bunch of iron. I need to get some steel going. Ooh, which means I need coal. I need to run back up there and get some coal. Some rubber to sell. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You've got more iron. Wow, up over 2,000 iron now. Beautiful. It would have taken a long time to mine 2,500 iron by hand, the way I was doing it. So that's nice. And let's see. So if we return that, pop that in our inventory. I don't have coal yet. Let's get like 4 of these going with 500 iron. And then the other 4 I'm going to have to do steel, but I need to get coal first. I don't know that I have the coal ready to go, because I've been digging out iron ore. But I'll see what we got up in the storage. Alright, those are cranked through the iron. This I can put back in there. As far as I know, it saves. There was a time, I played this game a long time. There was a time when you couldn't store anything anywhere. It would just delete it when you quit. So, gotta be careful. I don't care about this dirt and pay dirt. We'll just throw that in there. Okay, let me double check the coal storage. Which is down here. I had to stop and think. I'd redid my plant, so the coal storage should be down here now. Yeah, we haven't been digging much coal, so gonna have to work on that. We can get some steel going, though. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do batches of 200 on the steel. Kind of spread it out a little bit. And steel. There we go. Looks like we get all 4 of these going with a batch of 200. Then I need to dig some coal. Alright, we got that running. Let's check in on our production here. We got some rubies to sell. Some diamonds to sell. I don't know that I had any concrete going. I think these are all just empty. We're in a pretty good spot with cement and water for the moment. We got more water there. Throw that in. And how are we looking over here on production front? I was making some steel cubes and stuff. I need to get some more trees chopped. Yeah, I've got some more barrels. I got my steel beams. I think we were just waiting on steel beams for that. So let's queue up. Make 18 of those. That's just kind of our money maker. Just run through those. I did make some steel floor. I've been working on that. I'm going to finish up this building. And I know some of you at least wanted to see that building process. So I'm going to get the parts made up. And then we'll do at least part of an episode where we're finishing out this building. But that's a little bit of a process. I need to get some more steel made. Iron-wise, need to get some more steel barrels. Get a batch of those going. And I need to get more production. I should probably get another, let's just go ahead and get another steel roller. Why not? That is under buildings, workbenches, right? Yeah, steel roller. That'd be worth 12 grand. Get another one of these going. It doesn't matter for gameplay, but I like to keep them far enough apart they're not running into each other. And then this guy. What all do we need for the... need another one of these CNC cutters too. What do we need for the walls? Beams, plates, and then bolts and nuts. Okay. I don't think I have walls. Let me just double check that I didn't go ahead and make those. I did not. Okay, cool. How many more walls do we need? 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's call it. We'll just make another 20. Then we'll have some extras. And it was 4 each, right? Yeah. So I need 80 steel beams, 80 steel plates. I need 60 steel plates. Drop those in here for when it's done with the barrels. And then 80 steel beams. Then half as many. So we need 40 nuts and bolts, and I think I used pretty much all those. So we always need nuts and bolts for things, so let's just queue up 100 on here. Let that start rocking things out. Could probably stick another lathe over here in the corner. Not a lathe, a CNC cutter. 32 grand. It's a little pricey, but it'll pay for itself. Something like that. Perfect. Alright, you're working on steel blocks. Let's have you start working on walls. Do we have any parts yet? Got a few. How many walls can you do? You can do 1 wall. Alright, excellent. So that'll be our wall builder over here. I think we're low on the bolts and nuts. Here we go. A little more production in play. Go and get these water barrels in the pump jack. And then the one last thing I wanted to do was look into asphalt. Was there a building for that? I know I looked this up at one point. Now I forget. We can make oil there. Actually, don't make it in a wash plant. How do we make asphalt? Asphalt. Oh, asphalt plant. It must be in production. Factory production. There it is. How I used to make asphalt from gravel. And it only takes gravel. Okay. Well, that's easy enough, I guess. So we basically just need to get one of those and feed it gravel. Duly noted. I did run a bunch more rock through there. Someday we'll get to rock and I can actually get it instead of buying it, but it's okay to buy it for now. Let's get a little more cement run through here. And we still got basically 4,000 gravel left over for asphalt. Do I want to just go ahead and make asphalt now? You kind of stick it over here out of the way, maybe? I don't know how big that asphalt plant is. Let's buy one and find out. Not very expensive. Yeah, that can basically just sit right there. I think. Can we just manually feed it gravel? Yeah, you can't. Oh, it doesn't. No, it doesn't really have a. Doesn't really have any internal storage, does it? It's not like a workbench. Okay. Well, we can. I'm trying to think. Should I set up the? I could feed it out of that storage, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to have to build a little asphalt plant. So I'm going to do that in another episode because I do need to get back to work. It's a busy day today. I don't have a ton of extra time, but we will be doing that at some point. I think we can get like a storage, feeding into something, or maybe a hopper. I'll figure it out. We'll build a little asphalt plant. Let's go ahead and sell off these rubies and diamonds. And there we go. We're back up to 450 grand. And we got our iron production sorted out. I just need to go get some more coal, get some more steel ramping through, and we're basically printing money. So that'll be it for this one, folks. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.